All right, we're live. This is Epic Sketch Time. Number I can't even remember what number. It is May 10th, 2016. My name is James Stowe. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator. I make a webcomic called Sidekick Quests. And tonight I am joined by four other cartoonists. If you please introduce yourself, that would be great.
My name is Mark Monlux, and I do a webcomic called The Comic Critic and another one called The Return of Stickman. I'm a full-time freelance illustrator, anxiously awaiting for a really big project to hit my desk tomorrow.
Cool. I'm Bill Morse, a cartoonist and illustrator. I spend most of my time on a webcomic called Rhapsodies.
My name is Pat McEwen. I do a comic called The Devil and Mr. Gandhi.
Right, I'm Deanna Brigman. I work on a comic called Obscurato, which you can find on obscurato.com.
All right, and for the next hour or so, we are going to be sketching epically, hopefully, and we might be doing a little talking as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope we have some talk about this fantastic new Kickstarter campaign going on.
Whatever are you referring to?
Some sort of special announcement that was hinted at on Twitter.
At least 120 times today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I apologize, everyone. I launched a Kickstarter today, and we are officially at 25% of our goal in less than 12 hours, which is not bad.
Not at all.
Stowe, when you post this video later, and I suggest that you actually post this video, you should put a link to your Kickstarter down in the doobly-doo.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
I am
Yes, I've
very
been
proud to
doing
say
like all things Kickstarter today.
I'm very
Although
proud
right what did you say?
I was about to say I'm very proud to say that I was #1 in line in supporting your Kickstarter.
Sure were. Yeah, I was so stressed out this morning I had to go see a movie
Ah,
just to stop obsessing about it.
which one?
I went to see Civil War. I hadn't seen it yet.
What a coincidence. I just came back from that an hour ago myself.
Oh, what'd you think?
I was pleasantly surprised. It was very good. I geeked out. Me and my general genre movie companion spent a good hour and a half nitpicking it over beer.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot to nitpick. I mean, it's not the smartest of movies.
No, but for that genre, it's a lot smarter than it could have been.
That's true. That's true. I'm not complaining about it necessarily. I had a really good time at it. There was just a few, it did a lot for people who haven't seen it. I'm going to try not to spoil it, but it did a lot of globe jumping around. Like people went from place to place to place. But the way they handled time dilation, it created some really weird, like, you were in London just two minutes ago, and now you're in Berlin, and no time has passed.
Wait, when were they ever in London?
They were in London for the funeral.
Oh, right.
I just watched Ant-Man last night.
Oh, cool. That was a fun
If
one.
you liked Ant-Man, you'll love Civil War.
Oh, yes.
He's one of the bit players that really runs away with that movie.
Paul Rudd gets his props.
And I gotta say, it is my favorite rendition of Spider-Man on screen so far. It is the Spider-Man I've been waiting for.
Everybody says that. I mean, as far as the quality of Spider-Man, the only one that comes close is the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon.
Is that the one where he's like a newbie Shield agent?
No. That's Ultimate Spider-Man. This one is where this is the one that was right before it, which was very critically replaced and only got canceled because Sony's television contract ran out and it went back to Disney.
Ah.
This is not a Greeky this is not a geeky crowd at all.
No. It's not like we're cartoonists or anything. So what did you think of Ant-Man?
Let's see. I'm going to give Ant-Man a 6.
Just a 6? It had a dog in it, sort of.
That's what's sort of giving it a 6 right now.
Keep in mind, he's saving his 10s for Seven Samurai and Bicycle Thief.
I mean, I gave a 7 to Deadpool. Or maybe it was a 6. I'm trying to remember. I wasn't... I have to double check that. Can you explain to me why I should give Ant-Man more than a 6?
No. I mean, I liked Ant-Man a lot, and I really like what they do with the solo Marvel movies and the fact that they're not superhero movies per se. They're movies with superheroes in them, but they're other genre-type films.
Yeah, so, for example, Ant-Man was sort of a romantic comedy and caper.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, Winter Soldier was a spy thriller. Like, a really good spy thriller. I would say Civil War was a superhero movie. It was, like, Avengers 3. It had enough superheroes in it. It was totally Avengers 3. Actually, I feel bad for Thor and the Hulk for not being in that movie.
Well, apparently they're going to make up for lost time because apparently the Thor Ragnarok movie is a Thor Hulk.
Oh, Hulk's in that?
Yes.
Ah. Well, there was that throwaway line of, do you know where those two are?
Yep.
Since we're talking superhero movies and related topics, have anyone here seen the movie Birdman?
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
I really wish I had. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to.
Yeah, I was hearing that it's one of those continuing shot films.
Yeah, there are some good continuing shots in it. There's a musical score element that's really intriguing, but my wife wasn't terribly taken with it. So,
is it slow?
No, I wouldn't say it's slow. I think she's not really into the theater stars, real-life prima donna-ish back infighting that tends to go on. And
see, now I thought that was one of the better aspects of it, in part because I was describing it to a friend as a demented version of Kiss Me Kate. Like, it definitely had not just Shakespearean kind of elements to it, but this idea of, you know, the play within a play and the personal lives of the actors getting involved and kind of conflicting with what's going on in the stage. I thought it was a really interesting film.
I found his personal, while he wasn't an extremely likable guy, it's all about his personal struggle with being who he is. but done in such a completely new way and so vividly raw that that kept me entertained.
Hmm.
Well, I think I'm on the same page as your wife. I watched it, but I didn't really get into it. I'm not sure why.
Meanwhile, my wife did laugh at Ant-Man, especially
There's
the
a
part.
lot to laugh at in Ant-Man.
Pardon me?
There's a lot to laugh at in Ant-Man.
Yeah, I enjoyed Ant-Man, but I would say maybe I gave it a 7.
Ooh, a 7.
Hmm.
So if 5 was average, what's your reasoning for adding 2 more points to it?
I enjoyed it. It was fun, and I think that's my criteria for a movie. And maybe that's why I didn't enjoy Birdman as much. I didn't find it fun. It wasn't as much escapism as I generally enjoy. It didn't rank higher for me just because I felt that evil technological genius, I'd already seen that in several movies before, including Iron Man.
Well, certainly Birdman is not your typical happy feel-good movie.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I also just watched a movie called Crimson Peak.
Oh, I'd heard good
Oh, I
things
really
about
want to
that
see
one. That's
that.
Del Toro's latest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was his homage to the romance, the gothic horror romance genre of films.
Yeah, it looked like, to me, it looked like it had a lot of Bluebeard elements to it. Was I reading the trailer right?
Well, it depends on which Bluebeard movie you're referring to.
I was talking about the actual Bluebeard story, so more of a general thing.
Well, I wouldn't want to give away anything for you.
Uh-huh.
But,
So that's a maybe?
well, I found the story fairly transparent. So that's a lot of what I was expecting did occur. It was more of like, okay, I know what cards are going to be dealt. I just don't know when they're going to be dealt in the game, type thing.
So, what did you give it?
I'm giving it a 7 because it has a dog, and it also passes the Bechdel test, where Ant-Man did not pass the Bechdel test. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Bechdel
Wait,
test,
really? Ant-Man doesn't? Because she has a lot of dialogue.
the 3 requirements of a Bechdel test is that there needs to be 2 named female characters.
Oh, yeah.
Considering the 2 named female characters never even met each other.
Right, and the second qualification is those 2 female characters need to have a conversation with each other. And the third requirement is that conversation cannot be about a man.
Yeah, that Ant-Man does not qualify for that particular.
Whereas Crimson Peak passes this easily. So,
I think Crimson Peak, I enjoyed it. I think it was kind of a statement movie. Like Del Toro basically was like, he did the movie on behalf of all the other directors and movie makers who had to put up with like renting the same backlot studio, or paying for the tired same haunted house that was used in like 6 other movies, and had a vision of what they wanted for special effects but couldn't afford to do it. So I feel like that movie was Del Toro saying like, look, this is a genre I've always loved. and this is my take on it, and it's kind of like a, I don't know, I saw it as kind of like a fulfillment of like all of his kind of the directors that he liked as a kid probably, and the movies he watched as a kid, kind of a fulfillment of like, hey, look, this is what you can do with your vision with you know, real studio backing, and I don't want to say unlimited budget, but he had a big budget for that. So
No, that really makes me want to see it. I mean, I already wanted to see it, but that really makes me want to see it.
Yeah, you and I were scheduled to see it, and then then we had to missed it. We missed out on it at the last minute because of change of schedule.
typical Stowe.
We did, yeah, it really bummed me out.
Now, oddly enough, it hasn't grossed. It only did fairly okay in the theaters. And if it wasn't for an international release, it wouldn't have turned as large of a profit. So it did okay, but I think more money went into the production of it than went into the well. They made their money back, but not hugely back. He was also juggling a lot of other movies at the time before he took on that one.
Well, I
And
think
it was
he's always doing that.
yeah.
I finally saw Mad Max Fury Road over the weekend.
Oh, that's probably my favorite film of the year.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, for me too.
It really did walk away with a lot of Oscars.
Yeah, unfortunately, just the technical ones. Not that that's anything to sniff at, but
Speaking of which, and walking away with Oscars, the movie I reviewed earlier this week, It Happened One Night from 1934.
mm-hmm.
In case some of you didn't read the review, it was the first movie to win the 5 major awards at Academy Award. That being Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Actor, Best Director, and Best Screenplay. And it would hold that record until the 70s.
Oh, fuck!
I'm trying to read. What's wrong, Patrick? That seemed like something that's going to have to be bleeped out.
That wasn't me.
If we do everything, which we do not.
It sounded like Bill.
Manga Studio just crashed on me.
Ah.
Raza Fraza! Nickel stacking!
Nickel stacking. That's a new one for me.
I'm kind of curious. What is everybody's favorite swear word?
Wait, swear word that isn't a swear word, or swear word that is a swear word?
When you
that
swear,
what-
what is the expletive that immediately comes out of your mouth?
Ooh. That's a toughie, because the one that usually comes out of my mouth is not necessarily my favorite.
Well, you don't mean it's your favorite, but it's the one that comes out of your mouth.
Yeah, because some just roll off the tongue, you know.
The one that rolls
But
off
my
my
favorite swear word that isn't a swear word is chicken dinner. That is my favorite one.
Chicken dinner!
Sometimes when I get really angry or I stub my toe, I will just shout chicken dinner really loud. It's by far my favorite. And my grandmother, as an incredibly religious woman, I have never heard her swear a day in her life. The closest she ever gotten to a swear is that's all she says. It is the only swear I've ever heard come out of her. I don't know if that qualifies as a swear per se, but
Well, I'm laughing because your voice went all sympathetic on us,
when I what?
so we couldn't hear what her swear word was.
Oh, that's hilarious. Night, like curses it.
Patrick, what's your favorite swear word?
Probably not something that I'm going to shout on a live.
You could just use the sanitized version of the word.
What's the PG version that would show up on TV?
I like multi-part swear words that I can really stretch out. So I like multi-syllabic.
Like mother crackers?
Yeah, but even with some extra ones in there thrown in there.
Like shucking mother cracker?
Yeah, but like add in some.
Fucking mother crackers. I have always enjoyed Christ on a cracker too. I don't know if that's actually a swear or not, but just the mental image that creates in me, I'm a big fan of it.
My favorite swear word is fudge. Foul language was not acceptable in my household. So you did not swear in my house, so I started using the word fudge at a very early age. And the second one is fudge on a cracker. So
sounds tasty.
for bringing up the whole cracker. Deanna, what's your favorite swear word?
Sorry, I was on mute. Well, I don't know if I want to give my real swear word, but my favorite pretend, my favorite swear word that's not actually a swear word is fart knockers.
Oh,
It's just so satisfying to scream out.
I've been known to throw son of a bitch around, which I don't know if that is bleepable or not, but there's a song now, so my guess is that's an accepted one.
One thing that's
Lately, every time I say it, my kids start singing, "Give me a drink." I'm like, stop, no.
one thing that's always confused me about the B word is considering its origins. It's technically perfectly acceptable. It's gone from something not very nice to a bleepable offense, but at the same time, the television seems to think that calling a woman a cow is okay, and I would think that would be worse than the B word.
Well, yeah, I think it's the. I don't know. I'm not opening that particular kettle of fish. I have known people who have gotten very offended by the use of that word, and I totally understand their offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't have you all here, and I didn't ask you, going back to my Kickstarter, if you guys have any advice.
Well, the biggest advice I've got is all secondhand from the guy who did Littlest Shoggoth, who pretty much said it's treat it like a full-time job, network for all it's worth, social networking, begging, you name it.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I sent out a bunch of press releases today.
I was a little surprised how quickly it came up. Didn't they say it was going to take a couple days?
They did, and I submitted it, and almost immediately I got back, everything is good to go. You can launch whenever you want. So I'm like, all right, I'm launching. I've waited long enough. I figured if I didn't pull the trigger now. I mean, I've only been making this comic for 4 years and never published any kind of print version of anything.
Uh-huh.
If you all take a moment to take a look at the new comic that I'm working on the screen. I'm going to steal the screen for a moment to do that.
Oh, cool. I just watched that.
On panel 2, I have this character, and then I have him missing in panel 3. I'm wondering, should I bother to cut and paste a white silhouette where he's missing over there, or just leave it as is?
Would he have like a little dash line outline?
You know, I could add a little dash line to make it more obvious.
I think that would read really well. I don't necessarily think you need it, mind you, but
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it as is. My caricature of
Oh, nice, nice double meaning of chemistry on the third row.
oh, thank you, of William Powell is terrible, but that's okay. You don't have to look like everybody all the time.
Yes, considering Sparky was one of the great canine stars in Hollywood's history.
I don't think that one's name was Sparky.
No, I looked it up. It's Sparky.
It's Sparky. Okay.
Actor dog's name is Sparky. Ast is the name of the dog character. But I've seen several other of his works. He's also the next best role he's in was Bringing Up Baby, and he was in another Cary Grant film that I saw, but I'm blanking on.
My favorite animal actor is a cat called Orangey. Orangey was in Breakfast of Tiffany's and a number of other movies. He even starred as the lead character in one movie about some rich guy leaves everything to his pet cat, including a national baseball team. I'm trying to remember the name of that film.
Was that a Disney film?
No, you're thinking of That Darn Cat.
I know I'm not thinking of That Darn Cat because I know that darn cat was a Siamese.
Let's see. No, it wasn't a Disney film. As a matter of fact, it was from, I think, the 40s. And I think Orangey was in a Don Knotts film, but I can't remember. Now I'm going to have to go look on Internet Movie Database because I'm really curious. But he had a long history of movies.
Can you guys see any work on my screen?
No, just white.
That's weird.
That's strange.
Yeah. I mean, I've had it not like.
Oh, it's showing up now.
Oh, is it?
Well, hold it. When you have the paint bucket, now it's gone again. Now it's there. Now it's gone again. Now it's back. Now it's gone.
All right, that's enough. So is that it for Kickstarter uh, advice?
Well, let's see. I did send you some Twitter, some messages on Facebook and on Twitter about some links that you should probably follow up on.
I saw that. Yeah.
Have you sent out any things to the local newspapers?
I have not.
You should
I haven't
definitely.
really been thinking locally.
You need to think locally because local people like to promote local. I mean, you're a member of QA. That would be good in Tacoma. I mean, certainly it would work at the. What's the online blog that our does stuff for with the comic?
Oh, I don't know. Does he do?
Tacoma Weekly or.
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
1951, Orangey starred as Rhubarb in the movie Rhubarb. He was also on This Island Earth, the cat in The Incredible Shrinking Man.
Oh, getting some horror shots.
He was also in on the TV series Shirley Temple's Storybook. Visit to a Small Planet. Was on the Beverly Hillbillies for a little while.
Was he one of Daisy May's menagerie?
Let's see. The episode was Ellie's Animals, Rusty the Cat.
That's a classic right there.
Also on Comedy of Terrors, My Favorite Martian, number of episodes.
Dude, that was a well-seasoned cast.
Oh,
Wow.
Village
That
of the
thing might
Giants.
have to not wake me up at 5:30 in the morning. And this cat has more acting credits than Lorne Green. That's right, a Lorne Green reference, everybody.
Orangey had a very long and acting career, which is there used to be this trophy that would be handed out to animal actors, and it kind of stopped. You know, it's kind of started with Rin Tin Tin, and it stopped. A couple years after Benji came out, but it would travel around, and there would be an award ceremony, and people would go to it, and a new little name would be added to this large trophy, and it'd be handed off. Yeah, I saw this trophy on what's that show where they, America's Antiques or no Travel the Roadshow, Antique Roadshow.
Antiques Roadshow?
Yeah, this trophy. It looks like it's about as big as the Stanley Cup. It's really big, and it has all these animals' names on it. You know,
That is really
the
bizarre.
horse from Mr. Ed. You know.
We present this trophy to Lassie 5. Yes, Lassie 5.
I'm wondering if I can find the name of that award on Orangey's.
I bet Flipper got it.
Let's see, filmography, actor credits. Personal details.
Uh,
Let's see. Maybe I'll find it on Wikipedia.
It's rather interesting, fun. I've been binge watching Spitting Image for the last couple of weeks, and one of the running gags they had in one of the early ones was Richard Attenborough dealing with all the animals in his documentary, and it turns out that all the animals in his documentary are not just actors, but spoiled divas. The main one being an anteater.
What is that show? Or movie?
What? Spitting Image?
Yeah.
It's a British political satire using puppets that are caricatures of assorted political figures and celebrities.
Wait, is it the puppets from Land of Confusion?
Yes.
Aha!
The name of the award was the Patsy.
The what?
The Patsy, Patsy, and it was given out from the Hollywood office of the American Humane Society, awarded between 1951 through 1973. And apparently that's just a partial listing that's posted on Wikipedia.
Did Sparky get one of them?
Is who one of them?
Sparky.
I am looking. I'm not seeing Sparky. Like I said, Sparky was before. Sparky was in the 30s. This thing didn't start up till the 50s, and it started with Francis the Talking Mule.
Okay.
Then the second winner was Rhubarb.
Conversations. This is by far the weirdest.
Then let's see, Jackie the Lion won for the Fearless Fagin. Sam the Dog and Hondo. Gypsy the Horse and Gypsy Colt. Wildfire the Dog in It's a Dog's Life. Samantha the Goose from Friendly Persuasion. Spike the Dog in Old Yeller. Pyewacket the Cat for Bell Book and Candle. Shaggy the Dog for the Shaggy Dog.
Wait, the Shaggy Dog in Shaggy Dog's name was Shaggy?
Yes, it was.
It create much creativity to think of that one for a Old English sheepdog.
A horse named King Cotton won for his role in Pepe. Orangey won again for Breakfast of Tiffany, so he's a two-time winner, at least. Big Red, the dog, for the movie Big Red.
That was a powerful role.
Let's see. Oh, we got Patrina the tiger in A Tiger Walks. Oh, the Sin the cat from That Darn Cat was also a winner. Elsa the lion for Born Free. And the last entry I see here before they gave up on trying to find them was the bear Gentle Ben for Gentle Ben. A lot of these are pretty self-explanatory. You know what I don't see anywhere on here? I don't see Flipper. Is that because Flipper didn't have a movie?
Flipper didn't have a good agent. That's why he didn't win.
Flipper had a movie. I distinctly remember watching the movie version of that show.
Well, obviously it wasn't a very stellar performance if he didn't get a Patsy. Oh, hang on, I found more listings. Arnold the Pig from Green Acres. Let's see. Rascal the Raccoon from, you guessed it, Rascal. Oh, Scruffy the dog from The Ghost and Mrs. Murr. Oh, apparently there's both TV and movie listings. Thus, 1971, Ben the Rat for Willard.
Hmm.
Yeah. Now, interesting thing, you will not find the movie Ben on CD anywhere. You might be able to find it on VHS, but due to licensing disagreements, Ben has never been released on DVD. So I feel sad for everybody of you who didn't see the movie Ben, with the wonderful song by Michael Jackson, where he's singing a love song to a rat named Ben.
That's funny. I remember him I remember David Alan Grier as Michael Jackson mocking that on a Living Color episode. I wrote a love song to a rat named Ben.
Oh, apparently in 1973 they came out with a new category of TV commercials, in which Scruffy the dog yet again gets a mention for his role in the Chuck Wagon dog food commercial.
Oh, he was the one who chased the the carriage.
That's right.
What about Morris the cat for what was that, Friskies or
9 Lives.
9 Lives?
I am not seeing any listings for Morris the cat.
Morris the cat? Well, I guess it was like a human voice over part, really. Because wasn't he the cat that would be like, I hate my food?
Yes.
Actually, Morris the cat was the perfect form of marketing as far as going with animal mascots. There were actually a whole series of Morris the cats.
Really? 'Cause I remember about the story of the first one being rescued from a shelter.
Each Morris the cat was an orange tabby that was rescued from a shelter. And they would do that every 4 years.
Really? For some reason, why do I remember the first one having a 10-year run?
Well, you'll have to go on to Wikipedia and search that out. I'm pretty done in with the whole Patsy research I've been doing. I want to get back to drawing here.
All of us down here are impressed, Mark.
Well, who knows? I mean, maybe this conversation will bring in some new Epic Sketch Time membership. Maybe some furries, some bestiality forum lurkers. You know.
I had to drop a guy on my Twitter the other day because he was a furry that loves to post pictures of what he's working on Twitter, and he is not bashful about what he shows off. I just didn't want that to be in, whatever type of algorithms is floating around as far as my Twitter account goes. I just didn't need that type of thing. So. How many people on their Twitter accounts create lists?
I do. I definitely do. It's good.
I do lists.
I haven't really updated or maintained any of them recently.
Every time I add somebody, I try to add them onto, or when I confirm them as a follower and I decide to follow them back, I try to put them at least one list.
Oh, I'm nowhere near that baby.
There's a math professor on Twitter. Several of you probably already follow him, Mark Kenyon, and he has like a math professor Twitter account, and he has like kind of a comics fan Twitter account, and he has lists of like thousands of webcomic creators, and he also has a list of webcomic characters that post as people on Twitter. It's really interesting.
I've played around. I've considered trying that, but it's sort of way too time. I keep imagining it would be way too time consuming. I have enough trouble maintaining my real accounts.
I think you would need to have a Twitter application that would automatically load stuff in like that to create conversations between characters. Now I'm trying to think of who does do that. The guy who his current strip is called Dumbing of Age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the guy who does questionable content at least used to do that. It doesn't look like it's been updated much.
That would be interesting. I never even considered doing something like that.
Oh, since we've been discussing the Mr. James Stowe's Sidekick Quest Kickstarter, looks like it's up to $1,891 at the moment.
Oh!
I have it on good authority that Vince Dorse will be coming out with a Untold Tales of Bigfoot Kickstarter quite soon.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to back that. I love his work. He makes me wish I was a better cartoonist.
That's saying something. No, I feel like he could get work on a pro level as like a colorist, not only as like
Oh,
a,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
a penciler, an inker, a colorist. His colors are awesome.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He once did a bit of fan art for Sidekick Quests that is one of my favorite pieces of artwork ever. Like, he drew one of my characters in a way that I'm just like, I am a hack. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I like his stuff so much.
Yeah, he drew the Devil and Gandhi as the guys from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh my
for
God,
me.
that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So Gandhi is Steve Martin, and Devil is John Candy.
Is that up online anywhere?
It is, definitely. I'll post a link to it.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
Now, something I'd suggest to people is that the sketches that we're working on, that we actually post the finals on Epic Sketch Time.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
I thought that'd be an okay idea. But I don't want to be the only guy doing it because then I'd look like a...
Well, I guess that's not a bad idea. I mean, I'll just link to the page, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
What if it's something that you kind of only do exclusively on Epic Sketch Time and won't be done for a while.
Well, you've been working on that series, right? When you're done with the series, just put a link to the series when you're done with it, because I know you're going to post that on your blog eventually.
Yeah. Oh, with the nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
I've only been doing those in the morning. Though the one I did on Sunday was I'm pretty pleased with. Did anybody see that one?
I
Here.
did not.
This one. See if I need. Give me a second to find it. Where is that?
No, that Devil and Mr. Gandhi fan art piece is just great.
Oh yeah.
Man, that makes me want to do another round of fan art trading.
Focus on the Kickstarter, Jim.
Right, yes.
Focus.
So this movie review I'll post up next week or next Monday. But it's interesting, this film, The Thin Man, became extremely popular and 6 sequels were made of it. Can you imagine that?
Yep. Here we go.
So me and
Mark.
my lovely armadillo will say goodnight to you.
What?
Has he won any awards, that armadillo?
No, this armadillo has not won any.
What is that?
My mother-in-law sent my wife for
Here it is.
her birthday this armadillo some years ago, and it's just a sculpture of an armadillo.
Yeah.
Once
So-
again, proving that my mother-in-law has no idea what my wife really likes, but
Okay.
perfect for my office.
So anyway, as I was saying, this is the best one of the group so far.
That is a very prominent dog anus. It's all
I didn't want to mention anything about it, but that's what I noticed too.
It's just, and I'm sorry, there's a triangle that leads directly to it. I mean, compositionally, excellent work of highlighting the anus.
Okay, I'll erase it for the. I'll be comically ignorant and erase it, not have it for the finished piece.
Well, I would suggest just doing what the Japanese do and just put an asterisk there. You know, right now it just looks like he needs a wipe or something. So I'm just. Yeah, but I see what
for
Bill says about the arrow pointing to it. Yeah.
Oh, where is it? Oh, This was a fun one. This one was a challenge because I sort of had to forget I'd ever even heard of Alice Through the Looking Glass when I was working on it.
Good night, gentlemen and lady.
Good night, Mark.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, this is my problem. My second.
It's 8:30.
Oh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's time for me to say goodnight as well. It's kind of late here on the East Coast.
Uh-huh.
So have a nice night. See you all next week, hopefully.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, hopefully I'll be a little bit more on the stick next week about it.
Okay. Well, with any luck, you'll have finished the challenge by then.
You know what? I think I'm going to get out of here pretty soon, too. I got to get my kids to bed. So I will see you guys later. I'm pretty sure me signing out is unfortunately going to end the broadcast, though.
Okay. Well, good night then.
Yeah,
Good night,
good
everyone.
night. Bye.
And wish me luck.